My number 10 is Batman Forever. Not very good. Honestly, Jim Carrey is just Jim Carrey in this movie. I refuse to admit that the Riddler is in this. Tommy Lee Jones somehow gives a worse performance than Jim Carrey. He's just trying to be Jack Nicholson's Joker, but it's terrible. Val Kilmer, he's my least favorite Batman, but I don't hate him. I think he was at least trying a little in this movie. Chris O'Donnell as Robin will never be a good decision. Nicole Kidman is alright. Batman and Robin at number 9. Arnold Schwarzenegger gives us unlimited ice puns, makes for fun drinking games. Uma Thurman knew the movie she was in. Chris O'Donnell, still never a good choice. No offense to Chris O'Donnell, he just shouldn't have been Robin.
Yeah.
George Clooney is
he's so good in School Ties, dude. Like, watch that movie if you want to watch a good Chris O'Donnell movie.
George Clooney is, he's alright as Bruce Wayne. I don't even mind him as Bruce most of the time. Batman, that's a different story. And we don't even have to talk about Batgirl. I don't understand why they made her Alfred's niece. I really don't, but...
Yeah, Batgirl is just bad. Go watch Clueless. Just watch
seriously,
Clueless.
Though. And Bane was not in that movie. Moving on. Number 8, I have Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Oh yeah, I forget this is a movie.
Yeah, it's look, the warehouse scene, the Martha rescue is freaking awesome. It's maybe my favorite Batman fight scene in a movie. The Batman v Superman fight itself is pretty decent. I do love Ben Affleck's performance. Batman absolutely carries this movie for me. I'm not the biggest fan of what they do with Superman in this movie. Like, I don't love it.
I'm not either, and it's a shame because I actually love Man of Steel. Like, I think Man of Steel is pretty fucking good for the most part. So
I agree. I definitely prefer Man of Steel to BVS. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman's fine, but just staying on the subject of Batman, Batman himself is good. If it weren't for all the Superman stuff, if it weren't for all the Lex Luthor stuff, I really am not a fan of Lex Luthor. Their version of Lex.
No, it would be my number 8 too. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of BVS.
And my number 7 is Batman 66. You know, just the good old Adam West campiness, shark repellent, great riddles. This was the best Riddler before 2022. Live action, at least.
Yeah.
Well, big screen live action. Because I really do like Gotham's Riddler.
Gotham's Riddler is great. Yeah. I need to rewatch Batman 66, but I just kind of love it for what it is, honestly.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I love it for what it is. It's obviously aged over the years. Batman has changed drastically as a character, so that's why I can't really put it any higher, because I love quite a bit about these next 6. At 6, I have The Dark Knight Rises. It's...
Yeah, I don't know. I might put it at 7 below 66, honestly, but I still like Dark Knight Rises a lot. I'd probably have it at number 6 as well.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hardy as Bane, really good performance.
Great.
The voices mean the hell out of, but it never bothered me. I think it's a very distinct voice. I love the Gotham Stadium moment. I just love Bane in that moment, how he's like, the kid singing the national anthem, he's like, such a lovely, lovely voice, and then he just proceeds to blow up the stadium.
Yeah.
We don't get a ton of Batman in this movie. This is basically Bruce Wayne in a pit, the movie, because I got my back broke by Bane. This is Brokeback Batman. Number 5, Anne Hathaway's good. We already kind of talked about that. 5 is, speaking of Catwoman, the better Catwoman, Batman Returns. I love Danny DeVito as the Penguin. I love Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer is my second favorite Batman villain performance still. Danny DeVito is great as Penguin. I think he's only behind Colin Farrell for now, because Colin Farrell was just great. Michael Keaton is still my favorite Batman. I love Michael Keaton. I just love the aesthetic of Batman Returns, the atmosphere. Also, Max Schreck is basically the villain of that movie. Christopher Walken is great. All the stuff with him and Selena is great. He dies brutally when Selena freaking kisses him with an electric wire. Then the phenomenal ending teasing a Catwoman solo movie that we sadly never got. Batman 1989 at number 4. Love this movie. Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Still a phenomenal performance. Still top tier Batman villain performances.
Yeah, I need to give this a rewatch so bad. But
I do too.
I do absolutely love it.
I really need to rewatch it too.
Nicholson is so good.
A lot of fun moments, a lot of charisma. This is probably the closest Batman we got to what we got in the Batman beforehand, but they are definitely completely different Batmans. I do love the little touches in Batman 89 you get of, like, Bruce training overseas in Japan and stuff, though.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the Joker introduction scene, iconic. When the freaking end, first of all, the Prince soundtrack, the museum scene with Party Man, that's a great moment. You weigh a little more than 108.
Shout out Prince. Rest in peace.
Has the best Batmobile.
Yeah.
Didn't even mention that about Batman Returns. It does. Those two movies have the best Batmobile.
They do.
And yep. Joker shoots down the Batplane with a giant gun he pulls out of his pants. Come on.
It's so ridiculous. It's so Tim Burton.
I love it.
So Joker. I love it.
The Batman is my number 3, and this is where we start disagreeing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Batman Begins you just love more than me. And I mean, I get that. I think Batman Begins is great, but at least going off just my first viewing theater experience of the Batman, I just was more engaged and just kind of loved it more. But yeah, I don't know. They're both great. Everything in like the top 5 of Batman is just awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And I think The Dark Knight Rises is pretty damn good. Batman 66 too. Like, I think there's only BVS isn't even that bad. We only have 2 bad, and I don't even know. I can have fun watching Batman and Robin sometimes. So there's only one Batman movie to me that's, like, truly, like, hard to watch. Batman and Robin can be hard to watch. It just depends on my mood. But anyway, yeah, we covered the Batman plenty. I have a review of it, so... My number 2 is Batman Begins, which is your number 2 the Batman, or we just flip-flopped?
Yeah, I have the Batman at number 2 and Begins at 3.
Okay. I just love Batman Begins. I think before the Batman, this was the most Batman movie we had. This one, Batman Begins, focuses more on Bruce Wayne than the Batman does, I feel, just a little bit, because, I mean, the first half is all just Bruce Wayne.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's the origin. I think it is the best superhero origin we've gotten, which I have to respect. Because the Batman is just different. It's a different breed because it wasn't an origin, but it is the start of something new, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But Molasses is still probably the best score in a Batman movie for me. The Batman 89 theme is my favorite Batman theme, but Molasses just gets me amped up. The ending to this movie is perfection. I just, every time I watch the ending to this movie, it puts me in a good mood. I never said thank you. Batman slowly turns around. You'll never have to. And similar to the Batman, it sets up the Joker. So
it does.
And speaking of the Joker, number 1, The Dark Knight. Yep. Sorry, but it's just true. I hate to be predictable.
Yeah.
But The Dark Knight is just too good. Ledger's performance elevates it just to, like, perfection, basically. There's nothing I would change about this movie. There's not a decision this movie makes that really, like, irks me. Even him killing Harvey, because it literally sets up the whole movie. The Joker won, which it kind of looked like the Riddler was going to win in this one, but then he didn't. Like, I kind of felt like that's where the Batman was going.
Yeah, but no, I was thinking about that too, but then I just think it was important to show that Batman kind of resisted and used to, like, his hope and justice to fight back, and it also doesn't feel like the Riddler truly lost, though, because he still flooded the whole city, and he's going to be back, at least that's what I'm assuming, and he's made a friend in the Joker, so it's a very interesting sort of ending between the two of them.
I agree, but The Dark Knight, so many great moments. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Literally just catches a fat stack of Benjamins on fire. I'm like, that's how you know he's a madman. I'm an agent of chaos. Hit me. Want to know how I got these scars? So many phenomenal lines.
No, I think what it comes down to is The Dark Knight. Like, the script is just still the best script for a Batman movie ever written. It's basically perfect. Nolan's a genius director, and I love the Batman so much, but I still think The Dark Knight is the best there's ever been.
I think The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and the Batman all do this one thing extremely well, and that is tie in every major character they have to the main story in some way that makes sense, and it all flows well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, there are no filler characters in those movies.
There's really not, which is very impressive considering they are all pretty long. I mean, Batman Begins is the shortest at about 2 hours, 20 minutes. And then Dark Knight's over 2.5 hours, and then the Batman is just under 3 hours. So,
but most Batman movies are good. We are blessed as Batman fans.